Hello to anybody who's passing through this short today. The Lord has a message for you. In Romans 14 verse 1 it says, "Now accept the one who is weak in faith, but not for the purpose of passing judgment on opinions." So Paul here is talking to those who are mature in faith, to those who have realized that they're no longer in bondage of the old covenant, the old ways of life, right? Because Christ had died for them, right? But there were still many who were weak in faith, right? Which Paul had told the mature believers, the mature people who are faithful to the Lord, to accept them, right? To those who are weak in faith, right? But those who are weak in faith, in context, are those who still hold on to the old ceremonial and ritual laws that were in the old covenant, right? Their old ways that, back then would be justifiable, but right now you don't need to do them anymore since Christ had to sacrifice his life for those things, right? The Jews had a lot of trouble. Those Jews who are weak in faith had a lot of trouble of letting go of the old covenant, of letting go of their dietary laws, and as well as giving sacrifices to the temple and many other things, right? They struggled to let go of that, right? And while the Gentiles who were weak in faith struggled a lot, right, with, their past. As in their past, they praised and they offered stuff to pagan gods, to pagan rituals, right? And if there was anything to do that was related to their past, even meat that was used for sacrifice and was sold, if they were to do any of those things, they would be convicted in being unclean, right? But it says here, Paul says here to those who are mature in faith, to not pass on judgment on opinions, right? To not pass on judgment upon those who are weak in faith of their undeveloped, conscience of God, right? Because they're still not mature enough to accept that they don't need to do this stuff anymore, right? But you shouldn't condemn them. You shouldn't judge them. You shouldn't outcast them. That's what Paul's saying. You shouldn't outcast them for the things that they do, because they do it still to please the Lord, right? As it says here, in verse 6, they still do these things. They still eat. They still don't eat, right? To please the Lord. There's no difference. Their incentive is to still please the Lord, right? And the only underlying issue is to accept Jesus Christ. I hope this helped, and God bless y'all.